Hey everyone, today's story is, for a change, a Canadian one. And not only that, it's one of the weirdest, craziest, twistiest stories that I have yet covered. Something I actually did not at all expect when I first saw this clip. On February 14th, a Twitter account called Yegwave uploaded a video of an incident that occurred at a McDonald's in Edmonton, which is basically Alberta. Things between the customers, an older couple, and the employees working the window got very heated when the customers immediately started saying things which most people agreed were not chill.
If you're refunding my money, you have to give me cash.
Oh my God, you guys pay with debit, right? You guys pay with a debit, right?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, sir.
If you're telling
it doesn't matter, sir.
If you're telling me you're not giving me my food, I want my money back.
I didn't say that. I'm not giving you your food. I just request you guys to fresh food, right? Fresh.
I don't want to park.
Celebrity McDonald's. This is Edmonton, Alberta, girl. Okay?
I'm not
You're
parking.
In Edmonton. Where are you from?
Parking my car.
Where are you from?
English.
Where are you from?
Get a career.
Seriously?
Do something for your life.
Seriously?
You're so sad. It's
Seriously? Seriously?
Now, anyways, grab us some food.
Okay. I was so nice to you guys. Why are you using F word for me?
I don't even know why you're talking to the passenger of my vehicle when I ordered the food at the window, and I'm telling you that I don't want to park in reserve stall number 2.
And they are using F word for me like single time. You guys listen to her.
You're telling me that you want me to park. You're telling me that you want me to park. You're telling me that you want me to park because you're on a timer to make your time good at McDonald's.
Of course.
I don't care. I don't care about your time at McDonald's or how long it takes to make my food or about your timing. I ordered food. I want my food. If you're not giving my food, give me my money back.
Of course. I'm giving money back. You guys tap your card.
You
guys tap your card.
I lost my debit card. I'm sorry, I can't find
My
it.
God, the lady just tapped on her phone.
I know,
so
but I lost it. I can't find it.
No,
I'm sorry.
Cash back, sweetie.
I'm not giving cash, girl.
We're not moving. We have you all on camera. You're so disrespectful.
I have a camera too. Whatever you guys said, F word for me.
It's going to be a big lawsuit tomorrow. Like, I'm telling you right now, I'm phoning my lawyer. Like, you and McDonald's is getting sued big time.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously?
100%.
Did I say something wrong to you guys?
Your whole family's going to go back
No. Nothing to do with me. I don't even know why you're talking to my passenger, but anyways.
My family is? Seriously?
Bro, shut up. You're having a meltdown. Work. You're here to get paid to get work. Get off the phone and work. Why are you
I do work.
What are you doing? You
but
don't
look
work.
at you guys. You guys don't listen to me at all. If you need a money back, I said you guys money, you tap your card, get your money back.
Don't worry, I got 50,000 followers on Instagram. I'm going to post this video. You're like,
I don't care about it.
You're like, this is going, I won't get my cash then. I want my cash.
You didn't pay cash. You paid with the debit.
It wasn't.
Manager, you're a loser.
It wasn't my debit card. I don't have the debit card.
Oh, how do you pay, sir?
I tapped on the phone.
Yeah, you can tap again.
I don't have the phone. I'm sorry.
That's the lady phone, right? You can tap it again.
She doesn't want to tap her phone. She wants the money.
Wow, seriously, you guys.
You can't rip me off for my money. Like, that's theft.
I
can phone the police.
I
can phone the police and have you charged with theft.
You can call, sir.
I will call
right
now.
So, these people managed to hit all of the no-nos that make the internet furious, right? Being rude to service workers is obviously a massive one here on The Reckoning, but they also managed to slip in some casual racism, right? Questioning our character's citizenship. An overt brag about how many followers the guy has on social media used as a threat. A full-fledged mega Karen passenger, a threat of a lawsuit, and even the fact that what these people were flipping out over didn't actually seem to make any logical sense to begin with, and their entire grievance was essentially imagined. I'll briefly explain what I mean in case it wasn't clear in the hullabaloo we just witnessed. Essentially, the reason these two decided they needed a refund was because they were apparently deeply inconvenienced by having to wait a few minutes in the drive-thru line for their food. When the employee, our main character, asks them to go park for a minute while their food is finished up, and this happened to me several times at McDonald's, it's really not a big deal. It takes an extra 2 to 5 minutes at the most. Anyway, she asked them to go park, right? And instead of just doing it like a normal person, they flip out, pull the phones out, refuse to leave the window until they get their food because they're already waiting too long and apparently want it now, and they need to make a big point about how fast food needs to be fast to meet their expectations. So when they refuse, they're told they either need to leave the line and go park so the employees can continue the flow of traffic and not also inconvenience more customers with longer wait times, which is weird, right? Because that's what they're so upset about, and they're now inflicting that tragic, jarring experience on the people behind them. But instead of just doing it, they demand their money back. Only Chucklebud McCrisp over here has lost his debit card, so they need the refund in cash, which, as everyone else who has ever existed in the real world knows, is not how it works. So they either at this age don't know anything about how anything works, which is obviously very embarrassing, or they're creating another problem on purpose for our main character and her coworkers because they're upset and they want to cause a problem. So it's either dumb or malicious, right? But they use this as a springboard for their big lawsuit, which I'm sure is going to be very successful. Another theory someone posited on Reddit is that these two needed cash for some nefarious purpose, and were trying to get the cash back on a credit card for that. He did say debit, but you never know. Okay, so obviously these two were prime targets for Karen hunters, and seem to check every box, as I mentioned earlier. And yes, there has been some punishment. And in fact, each of these two ghouls has a punishment arc so wild, so juicy, that I'm going to need to break this into two parts, one for each of them. First, I want to say that these two have absolutely now been identified. This woman here, Karen Supreme, is actually named Ashley Gale Bensala, and the man is named James Potts. Since James was the one driving and the one threatening to sue, we'll start with him. So when I saw this guy's name, James Potts, I felt a little pang of recognition for some reason, because that name, associated with Canada and Alberta, Edmonton specifically, for some reason struck me as oddly familiar. Where have I heard that before? Now, seeing as many freakouts as I do, I get this feeling fairly often, actually, and usually can't place it, but I decided to do a little digging on a gut feeling, and what do you know? There was another incident from last November, so just 3 months ago, in which one James Potts from Edmonton, Canada, had his house raided by a SWAT team, which his parents and kids were at the house at the time. So I look back at the video, and boy, oh boy, what do you know? That's our guy! He even gives news interviews about the event, so I can match the face and the voice. And apparently, the entire incident was actually a hoax, because they were responding to reports that someone had been kidnapped and was being held at this location. Only they didn't find the kidnapped person here, obviously, and after terrorizing this family and one other, found the supposed victim at another house entirely, completely safe, and notably, not kidnapped. Which means, I would guess, that this was a hoax call made for the intent of having this man and his family swatted. And this isn't like a wild guess on my part either. They say in the article that the police are treating this as a public mischief case. And what I'm getting at here is people don't normally go to such lengths to mess with someone like this unless they have truly done something to piss them off. This isn't just like TPing the front house before it rains. This is like way, way more serious of a prank, right? But with what we know about the way James Potts treats people, I just have to wonder if this was related to his absolutely atrocious behavior inflicted on an entirely different person, someone particularly vindictive. I could be totally wrong, and this was all a mistake, but I found that angle plausible enough to include, and the coincidence of him being on TV a few months ago for this, of all things, a hoax police raid, was just wild to me. One comment I found on Twitter also alleged that they knew James personally, and that he has always been a scammer. That's their quote, not mine. and owes the user's little sister $40,000. I can't verify the veracity of this, of course. I did reach out to that user. I never heard back, unfortunately. But if true, it seems to fit a pattern here. Beyond that, I also found out where James works and what he does for a living. And this is where things get crazy. So James actually isn't an employee of anyone, but a business owner himself. And he owns a bar called the 101 Bar in East Edmonton. So keep in mind, going into what I'm about to drop on you, that this incident at McDonald's happened roughly 2 weeks ago. So I decided to do a little research on the 101 Bar and Grill, right? And it's a simple website, a few nice reviews, seems uneventful, but weirdly, it seems to not show up on Google reviews or anything like that. Only then I stumbled across this news article. Apparently, only a few days ago, the 101 Bar and Grill was set on fire in the middle of the night. The emergency call about the blaze was placed at, I kid you not, 4:20 a.m., and the firefighters were out there all morning trying to put it out before it spread to other businesses. And at first they didn't comment on the cause, but the Edmonton Fire Rescue Services later said that the fire was deliberately set. Which leads me to one of two logical conclusions, or let's call them guesses, I suppose. Either this guy, like the swatting, had made some enemies who were not screwing around, or he set this fire himself because his business, like his personality, sucked and was losing money. So he burned it down himself in the dead of night to collect the payout from the insurance. Only if suspicion number 2 is correct, and he did in fact set this on his own, he's going to have to outwit the arsonist detectives, who are probably a whole heck of a lot smarter than he is. So for his karmic indiscretions, James Potts got swatted, and then his bar was set on fire in the middle of the night. That covers one of them, but Ashley Bensala was not lucky enough to have worked for herself. In fact, as soon as Ashley was identified, so was her employer. Ashley was found to be working as an employee of a place called Bud's Lounge. And Bud's Lounge, which is a diner, has recently received a whole lot of negative attention. The Yelp review, as it stands, at least the last time I checked, sits at 1.9. Mostly due to one-star reviews posted in the previous couple of weeks. Yelp even threw a disclaimer on it that they do when a business gets subjected to all this negative attention and they shut down the review process, right? So it was getting so much backlash that the owner and the general manager, a man named Marco, contacted the owner of the Twitter account, Yegwave, right, that blew the original McDonald's video up. In a statement posted by the account owner, Marco said, "My name is Marco, and I am the owner and acting general manager at Bud's Lounge and Albert's Family Restaurant in Capilano Mall. Last night, a video was posted and has gone viral of an employee of ours in a McDonald's drive-thru. We do not condone that type of language, and she is no longer employed at this company. This video does not reflect the values or viewpoints of the employees who work here or my family that owns this business. All 4 of my grandparents were immigrants to Canada, as well as many of our employees. I would appreciate if you could pin this comment and repost it on my behalf. Thank you." Yegwave also posted screenshots of messages back and forth with Marco, where Marco confirmed that Ashley has been terminated from her job, and asked the account to please pin his response so that people would see it and, hopefully, I assume, stop ruining his Yelp score and trashing his business on the internet. So in the end, both of these little goblins seem to have gotten their just desserts. His through cosmic karma, which clearly exists somehow, and hers through the tried and true internet witch hunt method. Only, at least in Salem, they weren't real witches. Okay, that about wraps this one up. Folks, thanks for tuning in. I had a lot of fun with this one. Please leave a like and subscribe if you found this video entertaining, and join us over on r/reckoned on Reddit, where you can post freakouts, story suggestions, and all that good stuff. All right, I'm out of here. See ya.